Hello, everybody. I'm Drew Duncan, and these are your highlights from today. We begin the day in the Big Ten. Minnesota taking on Iowa. Many people with high expectations for Minnesota after that huge win over Penn State. But as you can see here, it was all Iowa Hawkeyes early. This game was in Iowa. They would take a quick lead. However, they would miss the extra point, but they would come back and score here yet again. They would go up 13-0 early on. Later, the score 13-3. Iowa back to pass into the end zone. Easy pitch and catch. However, Minnesota would try to make a comeback. Smith rumbling, going in hard, carrying defenders with him, and it would lead to this. Morgan back to pass. He would look deep and find a wide open Johnson. Minnesota crawling back into this one. They would score late in the ball game, but they too would miss the extra try on the conversion. 23-19. Later on, it is 4th and 21. Iowa would make the play, and they would win the football game, and Minnesota would take their first loss of the season. Meanwhile, Georgia taking on Auburn. If they win, they take the SEC East, and it was Jake Fromm deep here for the huge score. Georgia would take a quick 7-0 lead. Bo Nix and company, though, they were driving, trying to make something happen, and Bo Nix would fumble it, and it would be recovered by Georgia. Sort of the scenario for the entire game. It was Auburn taking 2 steps forward, only to go 4 steps back. Georgia would not be able to convert on the turnover, though. Auburn playing pretty good defense for the majority of the game. But right here, though, Jake Fromm on the rollout, looking to his back. He would dive into the end zone, and it was 6 right there. Georgia was up 14-0 at that point. As a matter of fact, they would eventually go up 21-0, but then the fourth quarter happened. Bo Nix, after an Auburn drive, would cap it off with this pass into the end zone for a touchdown. If you're watching this game, you're going, well, this is probably just going to make it closer, look good on the scoreboard. Auburn's not done trying. Wrong. Auburn would make it 21-14. However, a key play would happen later on here in the fourth quarter, just a shade over 3 minutes left. Mind you, this was initially called a catch on the field. Now remember, the term is the word indisputable. We're going to freeze frame it for you here in just a moment. You decide. This would push it instead of a first down to a third down for Auburn. They wouldn't be able to convert. They would still get the football, though, later on. And on fourth down, Georgia would seal the deal with a sack on Bo Nix, and they would take the SEC East. Later on, Baylor and Oklahoma could be comeback of the decade. However, it was all Baylor early, as you see there with that touchdown pass. Jalen Hurts here would throw the interception, and Baylor would take this one back 71 yards. They would score on the ensuing play, and they would take a 31-10 lead with them into the halftime. However, in the second half, things really began to turn around, and this was a day of comeback so far that had failed, but not for the Sooners despite this. Jalen Hurts on the draw, he would fumble it right before he got in the end zone. Despite that, OU had plus 30 plays in the third quarter. Baylor didn't even have 10. Later on in the ball games, you can see a frustrated Jalen Hurts right there, but they would make up for it. Nice pass on the out route, and the catch and run afterwards is what would make the difference here. 31-24 would be the score at this point. OU on the comeback trail. Deep into the red zone. Once again, where they would fail often in this game, but not here. Jalen Hurts would throw what would end up being the game-tying touchdown pass, folks. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have told you I believed it happened. OU would kick right here what was eventually going to be the game-winning field goal. They would win 34-31 despite turning the football over 3 different times. And to cap the day off, Colin Kaepernick had a workout today for the NFL. This is what he had to say about it.
And Jeff Nally is ready to talk to any team, interview with any team at any time. I've been ready, I'm staying ready, and I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are. We'll continue to give you updates as we hear. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court, we're ready to go.